Today, I'm going to talk to you about big numbers. Numbers that we don't conventionally use when doing any type of, real world math, and we only hear about it through, random internet facts. And this is because our monkey brains aren't really evolved to fully comprehend these numbers because, they're impractical. They have no real, use in the real world. And especially in this modern day and age, we just intake information and we just quickly throw it out, or we just shove it in the recesses of our mind. We never actually fully stop and comprehend and understand what we're being presented. Now, this is due to our brains usually just skipping over that part, especially when dealing with big numbers. But that's what I'm going to do today. I'm not going to skip over that part. And I'm going to try and bring our little monkey brains to a grandiose cosmic scale. Now, let's bring everyone up to speed here. You have 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, and octillion. Now, for the sake of redundancy, I'm going to stop right there. Most of these are common knowledge, just numbers. Now, think about this, okay? This is going to be a process, by the way. I'm going to give you just random big number facts to kind of bring you up slowly but surely. I'm going to bring you up to the cosmic scale. It would take you nearly 31 years to count to 1 billion. Now just let that sink in. Try to wrap your mind around that. It's kind of crazy. Now, there are roughly 250 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, or 2.5 times 10 to the 10th power. Now, try to imagine that number in your head. That's a 2.5 with 10 zeros behind it. Pretty big, right? Now, try to imagine a quintillion. That's a 1 with 18 zeros behind it. We just went from 10 to 18. That's about how many grains of sand there are on an average beach. Now, here we go from 18 zeros to 24 zeros. That's 10 to the 24th power. That's how many stars there are in the entire universe. By now, hopefully I got the gears turning and you're up to speed. Let's skip ahead, shall we? Now let's go from 24 zeros to 81 zeros. That's 10 to the 81st power. That's a 10 with 81 zeros. That's how many particles there are in the observable universe. Particles being things on the subatomic level, like electrons, protons, etc., etc. Not particles as in dust, which is, there's probably a giant number of those, but there's way more subatomic particles because those make up dust. So there's, whatever. You get it. Now, these next two numbers should be common knowledge. Googol and Googolplex. A Googol is a 1 followed by 100 zeros. We just went from 81 zeros to 100. Now, Googolplex is a 1 followed by a Google amount of zeros. Try to imagine that monstrous number right there. There is not enough room in the universe to write out that number. If you put a 0 on every single particle in the entire known universe, you would run out of room and still have a plethora of zeros left over. Now, you may be wondering yourself, why do we even need a number this big? Well, it is the maximum amount of configurations of particles that have currently, will ever exist, and have existed in the entire universe. Now, you may also have another question. Why does this matter? It doesn't at all. But hopefully, I could give you a mini mind blow and take your mind off of the outside world for however long this took me to explain. I hope you enjoyed.